we are eating good tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Two videos back to back. First, The Matrix, and now Sony's showcase event. I didn't expect this much from it, and we got quite a bit. If you know what I like to do here, if you're new, maybe not, I just like talking about stuff I love, stuff that excites me. That's why I'm here. And thankfully, the Sony event provided. So I just want to jump in and highlight some things that I think are worth talking about. And also, shout out to you who are backing me on the YouTube memberships join button or on Patreon. I very much appreciate that. You get early access to some stuff. But anyway, so the first thing that really excited me, believe it or not, was one of the smaller things. Uncharted 4 and The Lost Legacy are coming to both PlayStation 5 and freaking PC. For a long time, I've actually really fantasized about seeing Uncharted 4 on PC because it could look insane with the right implementation, a good port, and maybe even if some people can mod the hell out of it, it can be like God tier. I do think it's a crime that we don't get all the Uncharted games on PC, but for now, I'll take this because the potential for some insane Uncharted moddery is just something, modding is something I really want to see. The other thing that was just like a nice little announcement was the official confirmation and a trailer for Alan Wake Remastered. They announced this the other day after it leaked, and I've been wanting to replay this game for a long time, and I kept holding off, and conveniently, they announced this, and it's coming out October 5th, which I think is like the sweetest gift they can do. I know some of you are probably sick of re-releases and remasters and stuff, but this one's significant because now you can play it if you're just a PlayStation person that previously wasn't on PlayStation. And for me, I was going to play it on PC or wherever anyway, but the remastered version, I'm excited because it releasing in October is the perfect time. I love playing spooky games all October, and I got my wish because now I get to replay Alan Wake. Thank you very much, Remedy. For so many years, you've been really good to me. Also, I found myself really interested in Gran Turismo 7. These games, I remember saving up to buy a PlayStation 2 with all my little money from mowing lawns and washing cars, and I got the bundle with Gran Turismo 3. And, they're fine. They're very serious racing games, and this one looks to be no different, but I couldn't help but be dazzled by just the photo mode, the creativity you're able to do, and the graphics. I'm a very simple person. You show something pretty to me and I'm like, ooh, I want it. Also, my favorite car ever, I'm gonna talk about it again, the DeLorean. Please, Polyphony Digital, put it in the game. You put it in 6, I believe, and a few others. I know it's not fast. I know, but please put it in. It's the best car. I love it. Also, I want to highlight, because I've never had an opportunity to talk about it in other videos briefly. Tachia seems cool. Seems kind of up my alley in terms of that goofy indie charm, some nice culture going in on there. I see some inspiration from stuff like Wind Waker, which is nice, but while also going its own way, specifically with how you can jump into animals and things in the world. Somebody on social media was showing that you can turn into a coconut. I like that the trailer took the time to confirm that you can pet the crab. I like that they're memeing there. Just something different, something a little lighthearted, a breath of fresh air, but it looks like it has enough going on with some dangers, with some exploration, with some size. And, if we're talking about world size and crazy shit, wow. Forspoken really looks next gen as hell. The worlds look huge. I like that you're playing like a normal ass girl in this fantasy world. I think that's pretty interesting. A lot of the people behind it, from the soundtrack to the writing and creation, it seems like it's going to be a pretty good bet. I'm not trying to get myself overly hyped yet, but when I do the next most anticipated list, I might have it on there. I don't know, man. Also, holy shit, after years and years and years, the Kotor remake is official. We don't have a date or anything like that, but it's by Aspire, the people who have done a bunch of other kind of remakes and ports for Star Wars games and other games, but Star Wars games, most recently Republic Commando, they're doing it. And they have confirmed officially on the pre-show thing that this is a remake from the ground up. Completely. They want to tell that same story. They want to have all that stuff behind it, but obviously it's going to be updated and new. And that scares the shit out of me. Guys, that's such a hard task. Remaking a game like this, I do not envy being in that position because they might have to make compromises. They might have to make changes, and it's hard to please everybody. And I am super picky. I love Kotor so much. I love both of those games. It's been a long time since I've played them from beginning to end, but I think they're the best BioWare RPG, I think. Am I going to say that? Am I going to commit to that on camera? I don't know. I really like Mass Effect, but on the other hand, Star Wars is my life. Who am I talking to? Am I talking to you? It's crazy. So I like that they just revealed Revan. Cool. Ballsy. I actually thought it would have been cool if it was Bastila as well. But hey, we got Revan. He's the big deal. My old videos, remember I had that Black Series figure over here? I missed that. I have that somewhere in a box. But yeah, tall order on that one. Like, what's the combat gonna be like? Are they gonna do like a Final Fantasy VII type active thing? Star Wars now has so. Where is this gonna fall in the canon? Is it going to? Does that even matter anymore? It depends on who you ask. Are they gonna go as balls to the wall, as Star Wars with some of this stuff? Is my character still going to be able to gradually turn to the light side or turn to the dark side and visually slowly get force corrupted? We never see enough force corruption stuff. Please keep that in the game. I'm excited to see where this goes. And it seems like it's a PlayStation exclusive, which is nuts. I really did not see that coming. So many games get remade and remastered and all that stuff, and people bitch about it. But like, if we're talking about one that could use it, it's this. But it's a tricky line to walk. Then God of War Ragnarok looked really impressive. I was actually blown away with how they did it, where it was just like, here it is. Okay, boom. Like right into a scene, which is really cool. The immediate scene is Atreus bringing in a deer. And it's like that progression where, you know, the beginning of the first game was him struggling to hunt on his own. Here he is now. It looks like the same. I don't mean that in a bad way. Like it looks like more God of War. It doesn't look like insanely drastically different at first until you start to really pay attention. The new combat moves, Kratos being able to grapple, new modes of traversal. The fact that like we see them kind of boating through what looks like a civilian village with people walking around in a God of War game? What? Like, it was only a matter of time. I think the natural evolution was to go that way, but it's so weird. It's going to be so weird to have Kratos possibly walking around a town when in the old God of War games you could walk up to a person and like press circle and he could be like and like rip them in half. The fact that you know, everybody loves Cory Barlog and he's not the creative director this time around. It's Eric Williamson, which is an interesting shift. But they always kind of shake it up, which is cool. And it just seems like a and I said this in the Game Ranks video. I do apologize if you watch both. Like a bigger, better version of God of War 2018. It's more. The story is just straight up continuing. No bullshit. And seems like what people want. It was pretty much what I wanted. So hell yeah. What if I'm going crazy? What if this is the one where they kill Kratos and then in the next game you play as Atreus? That's ballsy shit. And I want to see it. Then I actually thought this wasn't going to come immediately, but we got a brief announcement of SpiderMan, SpiderMan 2, it's called. It's the follow-up to Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's coming in 2023, and all we got was like this pre-rendered scene. But actually, at first, when you guys saw like the street sign, and then you saw like a little bit of like someone hit the pole with like electricity, did you think it was going to be a new Infamous? But then it was Spider-Man, and I was like, twice. So that was good. It was exactly what we've talked about, what we debated it in videos. You know, it's Miles and Peter fighting together. And the voiceover clearly is Kraven the Hunter, which is great because we haven't had a lot of Kraven representation. Obviously, he hasn't made it into a movie. He's been in some of the games, but in a game like this, no. So that's really cool. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with him. Then, of course, they revealed Venom. Which is cool. It's like Venom, even though he's like not totally Venom because of Harry Osborn, but like the eyes like that, it's Venom, man. And it's voiced by Tony Todd, which you might not know, which is sick. That's Candyman. That's crazy. And hopefully it's not like goofy Venom either. Like this is cool. I wonder what they're going to do gameplay wise. I wonder if there's going to be some Miles Peter swapping stuff. You get to see more of this with Peter, which is like, okay, I'm kind of over it with the MCU movies, but I'm actually not super like gameplay, whatever, but like with Miles Morales and really specifically with Spider-Man PS4, they impressed me with how well they can tell like a real genuine ass good Spider-Man tale, a new Spider-Man tale, but one that felt so distinctly right as Spider-Man. So if they're just doing that again, Yes, please. Last but not least, another Insomniac game, Wolverine. Are you fucking kidding me? I really did not expect that. What a lovely surprise. Even though that was just a tease and probably another project that's a way off. This is like a Wolverine adventure game. They said emotional tale. That's it. Wow. So can I just say, Wolverine should always be revealed like this. They revealed this Wolverine pretty much like they've revealed Wolverine in the first X-Men movie way back when. In a bar, claws coming out. That's how it should be. And here specifically, it's like real Wolverine representation. Bloody knuckles, scuzzy bar. He's beefier, you could tell. He's got the cowboy hat. He's drinking. Hopefully, also, he's probably smoking. And I hope he's like short. He's got the flannel on. It seems perfect. Like the Wolverine that like some people haven't been exposed to. Some people's Wolverine is only Hugh Jackman. Love it. No disrespect to Hugh Jackman, but like there's so much more to Wolverine. There's so many different angles and interpretations of Wolverine. And this could be it. The big question, the big debate, and I'm not looking forward to the discourse. It's going to happen so much. It happens every time a Star Wars game comes out where there's a lightsaber. People are going to want to see, and people are going to demand insane amounts of gore from this. The bar is really high from Logan and also the X-Men Origins Wolverine game that was actually surprisingly really good despite the movie not being good. That game was gory as hell, and people are going to want that from this. I am 50-50 on whether or not they're going to do it because on the one hand, like Disney, Marvel, they are how they are. But on the other hand, crazier things have happened. And every once in a while, they do give an inch and take a mile or whatever, you know. And the Bloody Knuckles is promising, at least. Perhaps we could see something, like some gore. That's an interesting conversation. I'd like to like almost make a whole video about that just because it's like, I have always, you know, from a very young kid, X-Men was like my first thing. And Wolverine stabbed people or Wolverine sliced people. And that was it. And it wasn't like I didn't need to see intestines fall out or heads get chopped off. So like on the one hand, as I'm an adult now, I'm like, yes, that is a logical progression. I would like to see Wolverine do the murder. On the other hand, like if it doesn't happen, it doesn't bother me. I might be in a minority there. I don't care. As long as Wolverine is awesome, I'm in. Just a Wolverine adventure. I'm really curious to see like what the plot is, what it focuses on, what it tries to do with his character, what type of story it wants to tell. I can't do their job for them. I'm just going to sit back and watch or wait. But anyway, those are the things that I wanted to talk about. Clearly, I'm exhausted. We've been making so many videos here and Game Ranks and with the Matrix trailer earlier. It's a lot. So I'm going to go, but I definitely want to talk to you guys in the comments about this. What was your favorite thing? What do you expect from a Wolverine game? What do you expect from a SpiderMan 2? Do you think Insomniac should maybe take a break for a minute? Because geez, are you going to double dip? Are you going to get Uncharted on PC? And also Kotor. What do you think? What should they do? What should the approach be? Do you even want this? Let's talk anything. Let's talk about the Sony event down in the comments because there's a lot of games I didn't have time to mention. So hit me. If you like what I'm trying to do here, if you get it, where like I'm just talking about stuff I love, trying to have fun, clicking the like button helps me, legitimately. Thank you. But thank you for watching. Thank you for having my back. I'm Jake Baldino. Subscribe because video games. Pizza's on me.